Well, we are camping out in the Pigeon River State Forest. Not really a campground, just a little primitive campground, little campsite off of just a forest road. Free camping out here in the Pigeon River. That's what I've been trying to do lately. It's pretty out here. It's, what is it, October 9th or so? Leaves are just starting to turn. And I have been threatening for some time to do a van tour. And I thought, I have nothing going on. It's a lazy Saturday afternoon. I'm out here in the middle of the state forest. So we might as well do a van tour. Pretty much finished up the build about 2 weeks ago, right before my big trip out to the North Atlantic, and went out to Nova Scotia a couple weeks ago. As you can see, this is a high top ProMaster 136 inch. It is the shorty, but it is the 2500 136 inch ProMaster, which is a little rare. You don't see a lot of them. They take a little extra weight. It does have the premium package, which is more or less just the fancy grill. And a couple other things here and there. You get some wheel covers that look a little nicer. It is a 2019 ProMaster. Taking a look at the outside, I have put on these little rain covers. You can get them pretty much for any vehicle. They keep the rain out if you roll down the window a inch or two, which is nice for ventilation. I did cut the giant hole in the door, put in a, what is this, a TJ Lawrence window. It's the T window that opens up. Just this split here opens up, and looks nice. It's smoked on the outside, but you can see out pretty well. We'll take a look at it from the inside here in a second. What else did I do? If you can see it, I did put a Max Air fan up on the top. If I hold it up like this, you may or may not be able to see it. No solar panels, just a Max Air fan. And that's pretty much the outside. It looks pretty stock. Oh, I do have, and I was kind of proud of this. This is the back end of it, and kind of hidden, intentionally so, right down here is a 15 amp circuit male plug input, which powers the van and does the batteries. Everything else is pretty much in the back door here. I'll take a look here. This is the garage. These doors do swing all the way back, which is kind of nice. And I'll swing this one back so far. Did put the wood on the doors, and the lower is stock. And this is the back end of it. You can see it has a east-west bed. I'm 5'6", and I just barely make it. I have an inch or two to spare. I can sleep pretty much flat out with an inch or two to spare, east-west on that bed. Okay, underneath, let's go to the electrical side, is the big Ames Power 1000 watt charger inverter. The electrical comes in from where I showed you to a little plug here. The Ames inverter plugs into it, and then that goes to two big 180 amp hour each Telcom AGM batteries, and everything is put together with flexible welding cable, 1/0. And then over here is my power distribution, and that's pretty much all the electrical. In the middle, taking up all the room, is, and we'll see from the inside, this is a drawer that pulls out to the front, to the inside, and this up here is a little table that pulls out to the front. And underneath, as you can see down here, is a 24-gallon water tank. They call it 24-gallon, but I don't think you can get much more than 20 in there, but I haven't checked. This is my shower, comes out the back end. I have a shower tent that you can put right in the back end, and you have the little shower right here. I don't have it plugged in right now, but it's just a matter of taking this hose and plugging it into here. And they're all quick connect hoses. I can just plug it in and go. This is the I got a setup where I can do a little greeny one pound bottle if I want to, just to run the shower. I don't use the shower much. It's just there if I need it. If I'm up camping, and let's say I'm parked somewhere for a week, like when I go to Florida in the winter, I can put up the little shower tent. The shower tent lives right up underneath here. It's bungeed up underneath the bed. It's just one of those quick pop-up shower tents, and put it out here and out the back between the two doors, and I can do a quick shower. Works pretty good. Over here is the water. I kind of intentionally separated the electrical on one side and the water on the other. This is my fill. It just goes right into the tank, and it's all PVC, and I can just take a hose and fill that. Back here is the breather that goes up, and this is just all storage. This is a little portable table that I use. I boxed in the wheel wells, and that I had the inverter sitting on that box, but nothing on this box, so I thought I could open it up, put a little bit, and I have a little storage in here. You can see I have it's an electrical extension cord. I also got a foldable shovel down there, probably some spare paper if I want to do a fire. And this is just storage on this side. I can put in 2 or 3 bins, and I can pretty much all storage. I do have hardwired lights in on both sides, and this is my water hose. And of course I did everything quick connect, so I can. This is for the shower. This goes from the water pump, so this can be pressurized. I also have a shut-off back here I can use. And then this underneath is the low point drain. I just take this hose, slick it on there, hit the knife valve, and I can drain the water tank right from there. And that's pretty much the back end of it. And now we can go on and do the take a look on the inside. I'm going to shut one of these doors just for effect. Shut one, leave one open, so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like inside. Didn't really plan to do a van tour, so I didn't really clean up that much. Starting right here, you can see I do have a swivel on the passenger seat only, not on the driver's. Right here I do have a Olympian Wave 3 furnace. It lives right there, and I used it for the first time last night. Actually worked good. Kept it on low all night long. It got down to about 32 degrees last night and kept it about 60 degrees in the van all night long. All right, I'll sit in the passenger seat and you can get the effect. I have a bench on one side, kitchen on the other, with a wall, just one piece of plywood, right behind the driver's seat. And the course, the front is just your standard ProMaster with one seat that turns around. Directly behind the driver's seat is my garbage can, and this is a giant folding solar panel I can pull out and plug in, and if I'm stationary for a while, and it's just velcroed in right here behind the seat. It's kind of dark, you really can't see it, but it is a suitcase style solar panel. So let's see, we'll start in the kitchen. This is the kitchen. It's got two overhead with locking, and I just have my kitchen stuff in here. I do not have lights in there, but the lights do, you can see pretty good. I do have under counter lights, one big under counter light. I have a deep sink, bar sink, and right here in the front is my little switch for the water pump. The water pump lives underneath here. On the back wall is just a standard water pump and draining into a jerry can. And I got some odds and ends. I do have a hole here for the fridge to breathe, and works pretty good. I can do the spray, I can do the regular, and I've actually washed my hair in there once or twice. I'm using the gas 1 stove, just runs on the little bottles of butane. It can also do propane, it can either or. And that works pretty good. Just one burner, but that's all I need. And throw that on the bed for now. What I did do is I had this space, my fridge, I have a Dometic CX56 fridge underneath here, and I had just a little bit of room in here. So I thought, why not try to use that room by making this switch up? And I hinged part of my countertop. That is a induction cooktop portable that I can just about, I have run it on the batteries. It's takes a lot of battery power to do it. The inverter will run it, but barely. But if I'm in a campground where I'm plugged in and I don't want to use the butane, I can pull that up, put it on the countertop, plug it in, plug the van in, and use that, and use a little ceramic heater and the plugged in and the induction cooktop, and just run all electric and not have to use any gas. The Dometic is a big Dometic, but it's on a slide, and it comes out, and I do have a little thermal blanket, and that is my fridge, and the freezer is in here. And don't have a lot in here. I'm just up on a weekend trip, but I can put almost a week's worth of food in there. It's probably a little bit bigger than my needs, but if you're on a 10-day trip, it's perfect. And that is pretty much the kitchen. So the bed is east-west, and I'm 5'6", and I just barely fit. Underneath the bed, down low, is where the water tank is. There's a 24-gallon water tank directly behind this wall. Above the water tank is this big drawer, and it is a big drawer. It's deep, and I keep odds and ends in here. I also have a pull-out desk, so when I'm sitting on the bench seat here, I can use the desk. I also, when I sit back here on the passenger seat that's turned backwards, I put my laptop on that desk with a little speaker, and that's also my TV. I can sit there and watch YouTube videos or movies or whatever. And that desk turned out to be rather useful. The cabinets only come to the bed. I'll probably end up putting a shelf out here on this side, so there's nothing above your head. I can just sit on this mattress, and it is only a 4-inch thick memory foam. And then on this side is where I keep all my clothes and bins up here in these cabinets. I did do something interesting with the bed. If you notice, the bed platform is directly even with the countertop. And then I also have this little lip right here against this wall. So what I can do is this whole bed can pull out, and I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed. And it can pull straight out and support itself. You can see it on top of the countertop and on this. And I can't get a queen size, but I can get a full. Right now there's only a twin on here, but I can get a full-size bed on there. It gives me an extra, almost 2 feet of bed space. Almost get a queen on there. I haven't tried. I may be able to get a queen on there. But you can put a bigger bed on here if you need to. That brings us down to, I do have down here next to the fridge, I do have an outlet down here with 2 USBs and a regular cigarette light. Yeah, it's too dark, you're not going to be able to see it. And on this side is just a little battery monitor. I'm at 12.7 right now, and the Ames charger inverter controls. Underneath the settee, just push this out, it's just a little foam pad I use, is whoops, is just some storage. I do have, this is the master switch for killing the batteries, where I keep my dirty clothes. I have a little 5-pound propane that's not just sitting there, it's in there tight. It's in a little holder that's screwed right to it, and it's not going anywhere. It's got a release mechanism, and I can fill that up. Little 5-pounder, and that's the only thing that runs is the heater. Oops, sorry about that. And of course, this is my cleaning area. This is a porta potty. It comes right out of here. The glorified bucket, the Hunter's Special, and I use cleaning supplies in here, just extra bags, a broom. It's a collapsible broom, and bags and extra things I may need. But mostly that's where the porta potty lives, and those are all magnet cased so they don't flop around on me. That is pretty much the van tour. Right here is the lights. The lights are dimmable, and I have just little puck lights. I did not overdo it with the puck lights. I only have, what, 4? 2 in the bed, 1 over the kitchen. And that's pretty much the van. I guess I can close this door. And you can see the window. It's not one-way glass, but it does look pretty black. And this side does open, just a quick little knob here. And it opens up that window. It's screened, which is nice. And I do have a curtain rod up here. There's more storage. Part of the normal ProMasters have a big storage bin up over, and I just put a curtain rod in here, and it goes right behind the passenger seat that blocks off all of it, gives you a lot of privacy. It actually keeps it a little warmer. All the heat that goes away, that transfers, is pretty much through the windshield and the side windows. So if you can close off your driver's compartment, just even with a blanket or like I have a curtain here, that really makes it a lot warmer or cooler in the van. And that is what I have been working on for the last several months. Bought the van April 1st, and I'm calling it done pretty much September 1st. We're now into October, and I'm finally able to start using it. That is a 2019 136-inch wheelbase ProMaster 2500. And that's our campsite for the evening. Here on the, I think it's October 8th, 2019. It's been a lot of fun building, and now I'm starting to use it, and that's even more fun.